Frederick of Denmark and Mary of Denmark recently celebrated their wedding anniversary. 2 decades ago, they wedded a lavish wedding in Copenhagen that brought together the most important representatives of the European monarchy. The relationship between the monarch and the Australian woman has not been bedecked with roses. Their marriage has recently been overshadowed by photos of Frederick strolling around Madrid, causing unprecedented tension between them and unprecedented public questions. Over the past 20 years, Mary has had to deal with her husband's scandals more than once. After all, there was a time when the King of Denmark was nicknamed the Turbo Prince for his penchant for nightlife and love affairs. It has long been our policy not to comment on or confirm any details about private affairs. We would also like to emphasize our commitment to respecting the privacy of members of the royal family, including the Crown Prince. With this brief statement, the Danish royal house tried to put an end to the unusual pictures of Frederick of Denmark in Madrid, which put the now Danish king in the spotlight, a short text that not only did not silence the rumors but also gave free rein to endless speculation. In the months following the publication of the photos, unpublished details of Frederick of Denmark's secret meeting with a Mexican socialite came to light, calling into question not only his personal situation with the mother of his 4 children, but also the stability of the Scandinavian country's monarchy. Margrethe the Second had no choice but to abdicate in favor of her son in the hope that the move would remove any doubts about Frederick's commitment to his institutional responsibilities and, incidentally, to settle down once and for all. Mary, for her part, made secrecy and discretion her main trump cards in dealing with the major scandal in which she was embroiled. She put all her affairs aside, went to her native Australia with her children for a month, returned to proclaim her husband king, became queen consort, and the rest is history. The images of Frederick in Madrid certainly mark a before and after in the life of Mary of Denmark and in the course of their marriage. It's worth remembering that although the images were taken on October 25, 2023, they were published a week later in early November, coinciding with King Felipe and Queen Letizia state trip to the Scandinavian country. Their Majesties had an epic role to play, to say the least. Ever since Frederick and Maria married 2 decades ago, rumors of crisis and possible infidelity have constantly hovered around the couple. The Turbot Prince, or Prince of Scandals as Frederick of Denmark was nicknamed at the time, was involved with numerous women throughout his 56 years, many of them models. His liaisons, when he was still unmarried, escalated to the point where the Danish parliament even called on him to relinquish his dynastic rights. This was after he was arrested on New Year's Eve, 1992, with his then-girlfriend Malou Amund for speeding and not having a driver's license. Margrethe the Second seemed to have managed to subdue her son, and for a while he stopped being a regular on the front pages of the tabloids. However, more than a decade later, in 2008, when he was already married to Mary, photos emerged of him with a woman during one of his many night outings in Copenhagen. In 2017, the royal couple of Mary and Frederick of Denmark once again faced strong rumors of a crisis after a Danish magazine revealed another relationship. The publication claimed that the heir had paid her $7,000 to keep their affair out of the public eye. 3 years later, it emerged that Frederick has a secret estate in Switzerland, which the Danish royal house did not disclose. The mansion worth €2 million was bought 10 years earlier. The current monarch moved there with his wife Mary to be close to their children, who studied at a prestigious and very expensive boarding school in a neighboring country. The fact that Margrethe's son did not pay the deposit for the purchase of the house became the subject of discussion in the Danish parliament. The capture of the Danish king became for the public opinion of the country the straw that broke the camel's back. Citizens were tired of constant contradictions with the man who at that time was called to lead one of the oldest monarchies in Europe. To give an example, it is as if Don Felipe had been photographed in a foreign city with a woman, other than Queen Letizia. And what's more, no one from the Zarzuela Palace had any advance warning of the private trip or of the a priori friendship between the monarch and the hypothetical woman. A full-blown scandal that, in retrospect, seems to have benefited Frederick and Mary, King and Queen of Denmark. Against or because of everything. The story of Frederick and Mary of Denmark is a tale of overcoming and adapting. Despite 20 years of marriage tested by scandals, rumors of crises, and possible infidelity, their union demonstrates resilience and a deep commitment to each other and their royal duties. The events covering Frederick's photos in Madrid and the subsequent revelations were another test for the couple, but also a chance to prove their ability to adapt to challenges and maintain their dignity in the face of public pressure. Margrethe the Second, by deciding to abdicate in favor of Frederick, not only emphasized her faith in her son as a monarch, but also gave him the opportunity to start a new chapter for the Danish monarchy. Mary, with her resilience and discretion, demonstrated that the royal family could overcome internal and external challenges while remaining united and strong. The story also emphasizes the importance of privacy and respect for people's personal lives, even if they hold high public office. In the age of social media and instant access to information, privacy is increasingly vulnerable to public scrutiny. Scandals, as the story of Frederick and Mary shows, can cause serious repercussions not only for personal relationships, but also for the public perception of the monarchy as a whole. Nevertheless, the ability to maintain dignity despite pressure and the desire for transparency where possible help to build trust between the monarchy and the people. The outcome of this story was not only the strengthening of Frederick and Mary's marriage, but also the beginning of a new era for the Danish monarchy. Perhaps it was these trials that allowed Frederick to finally abandon his image as a turbo prince and fully assume the role of a responsible monarch ready to serve his people. Mary, in turn, proved that her strength and dedication to her family and duty to Denmark are unquestionable. A strong union is based on mutual respect, trust, and the ability to overcome difficulties together. For Denmark's royal couple, these trials have been a catalyst for deepening their relationship and strengthening the foundations of the monarchy in the eyes of the public. Their story emphasizes that even in the face of intense public and media pressure, it is possible to maintain integrity and personal happiness. In conclusion, the story of Frederick and Mary of Denmark serves as an inspiring example of how leaders and public figures can overcome personal and public challenges while maintaining their honor and commitment to the people. Their example shows that true leadership requires not only the ability to lead, but also the ability to be human with all the weaknesses and strengths that this implies.